But that was it. That would wrap up the lacrosse season. What up guys, Mazabot back with another video, and today I'll be telling you guys my experience of playing D3 lacrosse. If you guys don't know me, I play D3 lacrosse at Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken, New Jersey. I just finished my freshman year and I'll be telling you guys all about it. The story begins with my mom dropping me off at college for my first day. It was time to go meet the 18 other freshmen at the time. We go out to get pizza, everyone's meeting each other, we're there with our head coach. Everyone was super nice and I was so excited to start my freshman year. I move in all my stuff, and that night we all go out together and we're starting to meet the sophomores and the juniors and the seniors on the lacrosse team. I was overall just super lucky to be on the team, just getting to know everybody. It felt like we had best friends right as we got to campus. Everyone was so nice, welcoming, and easy to get along with. The orientation ends in about 4 days and it was time for the first day of classes. I was overall super nervous, but I was excited to get the journey started of college. I had all my teammates in my classes and stuff. Eventually time goes on and a couple days later we start pickup games. So if you guys don't know, D3 lacrosse, we can't do anything with coaches until later in the fall, so we start doing a little bit of captain's practice and pickup games. Freshmen, we have no idea what to expect. After 4 or 5 captain's practices and pickup games, fall ball practice finally starts with coaches. The freshmen and I were all really nervous for the first practice. We had no idea what to expect. Everyone was bigger, faster, and stronger, but at the end of the day, it was just lacrosse. I realized that the team was going to be pretty good, and I didn't know what my role on the team was going to be yet. At the time, I was just trying to have fun and get acclimated to college lacrosse. After a couple fall ball practices, I was completely acclimated to the game. Overall, it was so much better than high school lacrosse in terms of the actual gameplay because everything was faster. Back in high school lacrosse, we never had a shot clock, and it was time for the inter-squad scrimmage. So we split up the entire team into both teams black and white, and we were ready for, instead of one practice, we'd have a full game, 2 hours, and we were ready to run it. I remember I was on the black team and I was so nervous. I just wanted to try and make an impact in this game. Eventually, it was my time to go in, and I had a nice little assist to my teammate. After that game, we were full steam ahead on focusing on our one play day scrimmage that we had at the end of the fall ball season. At this play day, we were going to play Washington College in Swarthmore. We had a couple practices to prepare for these games. I had no idea what to expect. I had never seen any other college teams play at the time. We were pretty confident in our team and we were ready to go. We ended up playing Swarthmore first, and I got in the later half of the game, and I ended up scoring my first goal at attack. I just remember feeling like I blacked out, and it was awesome. Although it didn't count in the spring season, it was still my first college goal. After that, we ended up playing Washington College, and I had so much confidence going in already of scoring. Went in the second half, and I ended up scoring 2 goals in that game, and again, it was awesome. It was like no other feeling. Eventually, the scrimmages ended, and that meant fall ball was over. Full steam ahead on getting ready for spring ball. So as soon as fall ball ended, we were running captain's practices until winter break. These were tough, hard practices, just like how we would have with coaches, but instead of the coaches coaching, it was just the captains of the team. I think these captains practice really helped our team develop and get ready for the spring. Eventually, it was time to go home for the winter. Break was awesome. It was great to see my friends from home. This meant it was time to prepare for this 1 month for spring lacrosse. For those of you guys that aren't in college yet, winter break is the biggest time that you can get better. You know exactly what you have to do, you know what your peers are like, and you know what the game is like. And that's exactly what I tried to do. Me and my friend Connor Dever, of course you guys know him, we would shoot, we would run, we would lift almost every single day. Both of us trying to get time at our D3 lacrosse schools. And after a long winter break, we are finally back on campus, ready to go for spring lacrosse and get that next semester of classes started. I remember being really excited to start my new semester of classes. I finished my first semester with a 3.6 GPA, and I was ready to try my best and do the same exact thing the second semester. Classes started up, and so did captain's practices. Spring lacrosse season wouldn't start for about 2 weeks, so every single day we'd try to become the best team we possibly could before that first day of spring lacrosse. Eventually the season starts, and I remember the first day like it was yesterday. We're in all sweats. I finally get the new gear, the new gloves, the new helmet. I was so excited to start the first day of spring lacrosse. It felt like a whole different game. Everyone was so juiced. Everyone got so much better from that winter month. I remember getting back to the locker room and being drenched in sweat. First scrimmage we had was against RPI. It was our first time ever playing against another team, and RPI had already played, and we ended up losing that scrimmage, but it was just a scrimmage. Luckily it didn't count yet. And the next week we have Skidmore, playing pretty good at practice on the crease, so they eventually moved me to man up, and I ended up starting on the man up. I was so ready for the Skidmore game. Though I didn't start at attack or midi, I found my place and I knew I could get some time here at man up. Played fine. I didn't really do much. The team played great and we ended up beating up on Skidmore, but again, it was a scrimmage, and we were ready for the season opener against Drew University. We ended up beating Drew pretty bad, and we were ready for the next couple of games, and I still started at that man up. Then we were ready for our next game against Dickinson. We ended up losing that game against Dickinson. We beat Oneonta, we beat Haverford, and eventually we had Wesleyan.
Yo! I have a ball ache.
Hey people, welcome to Nantucket. It's here at a friend's house. Come on, anchor.
Fight.
Yeah, how'd that feel? Don't touch me, Deborah. Deborah! You, ow!
Oh, he's got the chunkla.
Alright, they unfortunately got in my way of the video, and our cameraman's back, Lindsay.
Hey guys.
It was time for the Wesleyan game, and I ended up not starting on the man up. As you guys know, Wesleyan is in the NESCAC, and they're a phenomenal team, and it was a must-win game. It was our coach's 100th win if we won that, and the other coach's 100th win if he won it. We ended up winning and beating Wesleyan pretty bad. We were ready for the next game, who was Eastern, which was our spring break trip. If you guys haven't seen that video already, go watch that. And eventually, it was time for Tufts. We ended up losing that game to Tufts, but they were a phenomenal team and ended up losing in the national championship. Now it was time for in-conference play. Overall, the teams in the conference are not great. We couldn't get lackadaisical because we knew we were going to win every single game in the conference. If we win the conference, we get an automatic bid to the NCAAs. I was lucky enough to get into every single conference game, including the championship against Misericordia. The week of practice from after the conference final was the most important week of practice all year. The NCAAs in Division III lacrosse, 32 players on the team would be dressed and have this little NCAA patch and be able to enter the game, and about 40 total players would be able to be on the sidelines, but they couldn't enter the game. I worked as hard as I could every single day in practice, and I eventually didn't get the patch, but I was able to be one of those guys on the sideline. We ended up playing Kenyon, and we beat them pretty bad, and we ended up playing Dickinson. We ended up losing by 2 goals, and that would be the end of the season. You can watch that video right up there and see how that whole experience was over in the NCAAs. But that was it. That would wrap up the lacrosse season. We had a great year, and I didn't play as much as I wanted to, but being with the guys and on a phenomenal team, it was exactly what I could ask for, and I couldn't see myself anywhere but Stevens Tech. For those of you guys that are out there looking to play college lacrosse, know that it's going to be a grind and a hard journey, but overall it's so worth it in the end, and you meet 50 of your best friends. That's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys got a good in-depth look to my freshman lacrosse season at Stevens Tech, and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm about to throw this ball right at your head.
I wish you would, bro.
You want me to?